Howdy y'all, you got the Bulldog on the channel. Been hectic lately, so I'm using some time right now to explain what all's been going on. Figured I'd give you an update on the church van there. We got it inside. Now I posted that video on the catalytic converter theft, and literally when I got to work, a deputy pulled in, local deputy. A lot had gone on that morning. Another customer that was getting a truck worked on here came in and told us, yeah, I had a bad experience. Guy came in, bought some Sawzall blades from me, and just a few minutes later I had a service call. I went out to get my service truck and fired it up, and boom! He immediately knew what to do. He went inside, he checked his surveillance cameras, which he does have, and guess what? The guy bought Sawzall blades from him and then went out there and cut the converter off of his service truck in the parking lot. Here's the thing. His plumbing supply store sits 100 yards away from a scrap yard. We all know him. Called over there. Hey, did this guy come in? Yeah, he sold some converters. What? Did you get his name and everything? Yeah, we recorded everything. I don't know if it's law or what, but they got his ID and all that kind of stuff. So they went to checking. They couldn't find the converter that was cut off of his truck, but he had some others that guy brought in. So he told my boss, probably ought to call down there. Might have your customer's converter. So we called the person that's in charge of the church van. They made a police report. This all happened in the span of a few minutes. Guy filed a police report. The deputy ran down there to the salvage yard, picked up the one converter that was for a Chevrolet, brought it over here, and I crawled in underneath the van and lined up the marks, matched perfectly. One end anyway, they chopped the other end off close. But the front side of the converter, the angles are perfect. The scuff marks on the side where he was trying to get the cut to start, all matched perfect. He took a whole bunch of pictures. And here's the kicker. I asked him, I'm guessing you're going to have to keep that converter for evidence. He says, for now, but let me check. He leaves, comes back about an hour later and said, that thing matched up so perfect. We took all the pictures we needed. Prosecuting attorney says, we've got everything we need without the converter. Here you go. You can have it back. So, got some connectors here and a wire feed welder. I'm going to weld this up and clamp this side. I've got to cut that other pipe off to where it's square. It perfectly matches this. We're going to cut that other one off square, weld this to this. And this here they cut off real short, but we found an adapter here. I ground down the center of it, drove it in there. It fits nice and tight. And we'll lay a bead right here and then attach pipes to here. Got to put an O2 sensor bung in it, get an O2 sensor. About a foot of missing pipe where there was supposed to be a 2-bolt flange. We don't need that. We can get by without it. We can throw this all back together pretty cheap. We knew these converters were good. He wasn't setting any codes. So it's going to get its own converter back. They're going to get it fixed fairly cheap, but the guy's going to be on the hook for it. I got a name, not from the deputy. He didn't tell me. They can't tell much. But I got it from somebody else that filed a report against him. But he's a wanted man before this, but he's in another state, so that's part of the problem with living in the area that we live in. It's close to 2 different states, so people will swap back and forth to sell stolen items. They can get it sold and then get away, and if they're not on a list already, then the communication is not perfect. So, but at least the ball got rolling, and boy, the law was Johnny on the spot whenever it came to getting things going and working with us, and we're going to be able to get this thing fixed and have it rolling this weekend, not waiting for weeks and months in litigation. So, and we worked up an estimate for it, for fixing everything correctly, and that might get done at a later date. I'm not sure. We'll see. I mean, get it all together, probably won't need it, but still, somebody's going to have to be on the hook for paying for it all, and it needs to be the guy that caused the damage. But I'll get this thing pieced together, and we'll go from there. Got a O2 sensor bung right here. Basically, it's just a thin nut, and I went ahead and knocked the hole in it with our step drills, and I put a bolt through it and smashed it down flat so we can get a good welding surface on it. And I took a Sharpie and marked outside all the way around it so that we could, be centered in the hole. That way we're not getting the threads of the O2 sensor into the pipe there. This end is going to go onto this end of the converter. We're going to weld this up. We're going to weld this end up. I'm going to chop off the other end of this and square it up on the truck. I'm going to leave all this on there to keep this straight. And then we'll cut off however much as needed right here. And I'll straighten up the pipe underneath the truck and put another section right there. All right, I'm going to show you this weld because this is the one that makes it look like I know what I'm doing. Don't look at that thing over there. Okay. Got some marks on here so I know kind of where everything is going to be. Wow. There we go. I got everything lined up. So we'll get her attached and call it good. Okay, it's driving away now. Hopefully we don't have any leaks or anything. Are you sad? He likes to be out there in the heat. Idiot. Anyway, We're gonna drive that thing out there and see if we got any, make sure we don't have any leaks. I had to fix a little spots where it got mist on the bottom, but not a big deal. Fingers crossed. Okay, back from test drive. We're all done. Doesn't seem to have any leaks. No check engine light, so we're gonna get off way cheaper than we thought. And hopefully the guy that did it gets arrested and pays some restitution. I won't wait for that, but yeah, at least they know who it is. Like, comment, subscribe, hit your little bell notification, share it all around. We'll talk to you later.